You're locked into On the Radar with Rain, hot topics, bold takes, and no filter on the forecast. Let's see what's making noise this week.
All right, so this is On the Radar with Rain, the segment where we break down stories that are making noise across culture, news, and the internet. And tonight I've got 3 stories that are all over the place, really, coming from different angles. So we're gonna start with an historic moment in Hollywood. Then we're gonna move on to a story that sounds like it came straight out of a true crime documentary. Y'all know I like my true crime. And finally, we're talking about a situation involving a congresswoman, a secret identity, and a deadly police standoff. So let's get into it. Our first one, Michael B. Jordan with his fine self makes Oscar history. He has officially made history at the 2026 Academy Awards, winning it wasn't best actor, it was best lead. I didn't update my stuff. Best lead actor for his role in the film Sinners. And this moment is bigger than just one award because he is now only the 6th Black man in history to win best lead. And before him, the list includes, so he joins the list of Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker, and Will Smith. So now he joins that legacy. And during his acceptance speech, he took the time to acknowledge the actors who came before him, referring to them as men who paved the way for him to stand on that stage. And for many fans, this win felt long overdue. You know, he did Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther. He's been great in many films. So he's proven that he's one of the most powerful actors of this generation. And Hollywood finally gave him an Oscar to match the resume. So how y'all feel about that?
I mean, he's a great actor, man, but it's funny that a great man can't find a great woman. But we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was the only reason why I ain't watched the Oscars in years. I think I ain't even watch it when Will Smith slapped the fire out of Chris Rock. I caught the clip.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, family, they be giving like awards to the dumbest. Like, no, you would never, nunca watch these movies. Ever.
I'll tell you about it, man. Especially with I know Chanel's making the face, but hey, this is a great actor. He has a great relationship with his mother, and he can't find a good woman.
We might have to talk about it one day.
We'll talk about it these days. We're gonna talk about it one of these days, Chanel. I'm just speaking facts now. Tonight's show is gonna be about accountability. We must be accountability.
So while that story was about celebration, this is moving on to something much darker. The $1 Million House of Horror is what I called it. Authorities in Clear Lake, Texas say a man is now facing multiple felony charges after investigators uncover what they are calling a house of horror. And this wasn't some rundown building. It was a $1 million home in an upscale neighborhood. Police say that the man allegedly kept his disabled wife locked inside a bedroom for years. Yes, years. According to investigators, the woman had been isolated and unable to leave the room, essentially living in captivity inside the home. The situation only came to light recently when she was finally able to contact someone and ask for help. When police arrived at the house, they reportedly discovered the shocking conditions she had been living in. Authorities say the suspect is now facing serious felony charges related to the abuse and unlawful restraint. Neighbors in the quiet community say they were completely shocked, saying that they had no idea that something like this could be happening right next door. And it's a reminder that sometimes the most disturbing stories aren't always happening in abandoned houses or dark alleyways. They're happening behind the doors of beautiful homes and quiet neighborhoods. I had some other detailed stuff about this, but supposedly the woman was blind. I pulled up my wrong notes. I pulled up my initial notes. Supposedly the woman was blind, and he left his cell phone on the nightstand. And she got a hold of that cell phone and was able to call 911. And when he realized what was going on, he knocked the phone out of her hand, and police still showed up and whatnot. So that's how he got caught. I got my wrong notes pulled up. I got my initial stuff pulled up.
No
But yes,
problem.
that's how he got caught, and they arrested him and charged him with the unlawful restraint and what was it? Unlawful restraint, and I forget what the other one was, but he bonded out. But they have $1 million house in an upscale community. So I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. So
Okay. And did you say what state this was in?
in Texas, it's hold on. Clear Lake, Texas.
Okay. All right, Texas.
Is that near y'all out that way?
We don't know, man. We cannot dox our locations. What's up, Shadow Tight? He said facts. Yeah. Facts. Shout out to the chat, man. See, conversation with Soft Rain. You have started something with the On the Radar. Tomorrow, Michael B. Jordan will be the topic of discussion, guys. He will be the meat and potatoes.
We're gonna break it down.
Yeah, thank you to Soft Rain On the Radar. See, this stuff matters, right? I told you it matters. It matters, man. So you guys big time for us though. Even though people got horror going on in Texas, something else is going down in Texas.
Yeah, so Congresswoman's bodyguard had a secret identity. And so this last story is raising some serious questions right now. A man who reportedly worked security for Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett was recently unalived during a SWAT standoff with police in Dallas. But as investigators began looking into his background, they discovered something shocking. The man people knew as Mike King was actually not Mike King. Authorities say his name was Damon Mazzari Robinson. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. And investigators believe he had been living under an alias. So according to police, Robinson was wanted in connection with impersonating a law enforcement officer. When officers attempted to serve the warrant, the situation escalated inside a parking garage, and police say Robinson barricaded himself inside the vehicle as officers surrounded the area. And then the SWAT team was called in, and the standoff continued. And eventually, police say Robinson exited the vehicle with a weapon and pointed it towards officers, and that's when the officers opened fire. And he was pronounced dead at the scene. But the story, it gets even more complicated because they later discovered Robinson had a criminal history, including prior arrests for theft. But yet somehow, under the name Mike King, he had built a reputation working for private security in Dallas and even around political figures. So that raises a lot of questions, like how does someone with this background end up around a member of Congress?
I mean, you still got to think about
how long has he been operating under that identity?
Yeah, but you got to think about it too. She works in the Congress, but in the capacity that he was with her, she was running for like a certain seat, right? So like that's just like us hiring people for our campaign, right? You might have a criminal, an ex-felon, like you don't know what you're gonna have on your team. People just make up your team, and I'm sure it was probably easier for her to pay him than to get like some, because she, when she was running for Texas, she wasn't walking around with like the security she would normally walk around with at Congress, sitting in the Congress. So
yeah, how much they get paid, but it costs a lot of money to run a campaign.
It does. It takes a lot of donations. Take a lot. I don't think she had that much money she ran on. I think Jasmine Crockett ran more on her name and her antics than because if you notice, she didn't push in our cities. Plug, like she didn't come to the bigger cities. She went to like the small cities that other people really don't know about. Yeah. So like
that's experience. That's all.
Beach, blonde, bad built, whatever she said today.
So just that I guess they didn't do a security clearance on now. They ain't have to with that one.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm sorry, best people to watch your back may as very well be about." Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
Well, he about that life, so so I get it.
But they also say if you live by the poo, or if you want to call it, you die by it too.
You die by it.
So that's what happened, man. That's what happened. Me and Plug gonna fight. Plug is putting this on too many things. So we're gonna this is good. So we're gonna move on. You got anything else for him on the radar with Rain?
That's what's on the radar tonight. A historic moment in Hollywood, a disturbing case behind the walls of a luxury home, and the mystery involving a Congresswoman's security. So,
Thank you. Yeah. Always a great job, Ray. Thank you.
You're locked into On the Radar with Rain, hot topics, bold takes, and no filter on the forecast. Let's see what's making noise this week.